Hello and welcome. I'm Coach Christian and I help extremely stressed people to deal with their stress by observing it for themselves. Welcome to yet another video. Every single day I publish a video that's designed to provide you with tools that you can use to deal with any stressful situation in your life. So let's move into today's not really a question but kind of the statement of the day. Someone writes in and says, Coach Christian, my life is not the way I want it to be. I don't have any money. I am doing a job I don't like. I know the kind of life I want to live, but I'm so worried that I will never realize my dreams. I fear that I will remain a failure forever. Coach Christian, my life is not the way I want it to be. I don't have any money. I am doing a job I don't like. I know the kind of life I want to live, but I am so worried that I will never realize my dreams. I fear that I will remain a failure forever. Whenever you feel frustrated, whenever you feel sad, or whenever you feel any sort of pain, any form of stress, it's because things are not the way you want them to be, isn't it? There is a disagreement between how things are and the way you'd like them to be. You see, if you want to be a great basketball player and right now you suck at basketball, right, then that can create misery, right? Because things are not the way you want them to be, isn't it? Um, when you have a disappointment, let's say when you're angry at someone, if you look deeply, you'll realize that you're angry at them because, let's say, someone insults you, right? They call you an asshole, and you get angry. The reason you're getting angry is because they're not behaving the way you want them to behave. You'd rather they don't insult you, but they're insulting you, isn't it? So here we're talking about someone who has these aspirations. You want life to be a certain way, but life is not the way you want it to be, right? You'd rather have a lot of money, but right now you have very little money, or you have no money at all. You have very little money. Let's say what you really want is to be a millionaire, but right now in your bank account there's only $18. Okay, so clearly you're falling short of your vision, what you'd like to be, right? So this can cause misery, of course. Uh, I mean, this can lead you to be miserable. Yes. You wish you were, I don't know, a great scientist, but you're stuck working, I don't know, as a salesman somewhere and you don't like selling things, right? That can make you feel terrible, right? So in fact, this is part of what causes serious depression is things are not just working out. You want things to be one way, they're totally different. You have these big dreams, but you're achieving nothing. So this creates misery, and the question is, well, I mean, we could go a little deep and even think about. We're saying you're depressed, you're sad, you're feeling low because your life is not the way you want it to be. Yeah, but that's not really true. That's not really what's causing your misery. If we go a little deeper, we'll find out that, I mean, life may not be the way you want it to be, but it's possible to accept life, isn't it? If I accept my situation as it is, then I'm not going to be miserable in this moment. If I accept that I only have $18 in the bank account, then having $18 is not a problem, right? I want to have $1 million. Right now I have $18, let's say, okay? If I accept that I have $18 and I don't resist what I have right now, then there's not going to be any misery. So part of the misery, part of the sadness, part of this lowness is because you are resisting how things are right now. Think about it. Just pay attention, make the observation, and tell me. If you don't resist the way things are, how can you be miserable in this moment? if you accept that you're broke, if you accept that you don't have the girl of your dreams, if you accept that you're not doing your dream job, if you just accept those things without fighting them, you see, there's no way you can be miserable in this moment, right? So, but this is a deeper solution, isn't it? Accepting things as they are. Okay, this one is hard. But people, now you might say to me, okay, Christian, man, this is weak stuff. So you're telling me to just accept that I have $18, but isn't that going to keep me in poverty? No, it's not. There's a difference between acceptance and inaction. Just because you accept that things a certain way doesn't mean that you're not going to do anything about it. If I accept that I have $18, if I accept my situation as it is, right, I've stopped resisting it, which means I'm seeing it as it is. You see, if I accept that I have $18, I've stopped resisting the idea that I have $18. I've accepted this is what I have, $18. I've accepted that I'm doing a job I don't want to do. I've embraced the reality. If I embrace the reality, I'm now able to make better decisions, you see. You see, you don't have to be miserable right now, right? Think about it. Your goal is a moment in the future. Think about like an athlete, like the people who run, right? Someone is going to train a heck of a lot, do a lot of practice, maybe lift weights, do a lot of racing. I mean, maybe you're going to practice for 6 months to do a race that's going to last what? If you let's say the race is going to last 15 minutes. You're practicing for 6 months to run a race that's going to last 15 minutes, okay? I mean, if you don't accept where you are, you're going to be miserable all of those 6 months until the moment when you run the race. And if you run the race, you might still lose and be miserable then. Or you might run the race and win and you'll be excited, but after a few moments, you'll be miserable again, you see. It doesn't make sense, right, isn't it? To be miserable for 6 months just to be happy for 15 minutes or a few seconds, you see. It doesn't mean that you should abandon this goal, but is there a way in which you can be joyful at least or be okay on your way to your goal? That's really what you want, isn't it? I'm not saying abandon your goal. You have a goal in life, you have a vision, you have a dream. It matters to you, right? So I'm not going to tell you to abandon it. Now, is it possible for you to accept where you are, not to be miserable now, and still work your way towards your dream, right? So this is possible. You don't have to be miserable until you get what you want. Because once you get what you want, the joy will not last long. You'll want something else, which means you're just going to have an entire life of misery, isn't it? Right. So here we're talking about, okay, so we start with acceptance. This is how things are. We're not going to fight how things are. This is how they are. Right? The moment I accept how things are, I'm not miserable. In that moment, I'm not miserable. I'm in tune with what is. Once I have accepted how things are, now I can begin to think about, okay, here's where I am. What can I do to get to where I want to be? And then you start doing the obvious things. First thing is think about your dream and be very specific about your dream. It's amazing how someone can be frustrated that they're not getting anywhere when they haven't clearly defined where they want to go. Right? What is your dream? What is your goal? You have $18 now in your bank account. How much do you want to make specifically? Yes? What kind of life would you have to live in order for you to feel like you've arrived? Let's get all those details correct, right? The goal has to be clear, right? If you try to hit a target that you can't see, you can only hit it accidentally. And you don't want to live life by accident. You want to live life by design, consciously. Okay, so these are the obvious things, right? Is you get a clear goal. You accept where you are and you write down the goal, right? Where do I want to get? And the thing is, when you're writing down a goal of your future, usually what will happen, I've noticed this a lot, is you begin to write your goal based on what you think is possible, You're like, yeah, man, look, maybe if you write down $1 million on a piece of paper, like, I can't make $1 million. Look at me right now. I only have $18. How the heck am I going to make $1 million, right? So instead of writing down what you want, you write down what you think you can get. Right? This is also an error. Just write down what you want. You don't know yet whether it's possible or not. And as you proceed to achieve your goal, what you'll realize is that as you make progress towards the goal, you get more and more ideas about how to get to the goal, right? So you write down what you want. Don't settle. We write down what we want. We accept where we are right now. Just observe the truth of my reality. I don't have any money. I am broke. Right? Just let's observe how things are. Because observing how things are will tell us how to get where we want to get. We've now written down our goals clearly. We know where we're going. Okay? Then the next thing is, okay, obviously you want to design a plan, right? Actually, forget even designing a plan. So I'm going to give you my 5-step process that I use to achieve any goal, right? Or to do any big project. First step is I want to figure out what my goal is. We talked about that. What is my goal? So we've written down the goal clearly. The next thing is we look at what is stopping me. What is stopping me from getting to that goal, right? So for example, let's say Christian, I actually don't want this, but let's say I want to be okay, let's make it simple. Let's say I want to be a millionaire right now. I want to be a millionaire, right? So I have to now the next step is to observe what is stopping me from being a millionaire. Why don't I have $1 million? One of the things I might realize is, well, okay, I don't understand money, right? That might be an obstacle. Another obstacle is that I don't know how to invest. Another obstacle might be that I don't have any capital. Maybe it's like I have no idea how to start. You just write down what the obstacles are, right? And then once we know what the obstacles are, right? See, all this is observation, as you can see. First of all, you have to observe and think about, what do I want? Right? You write that down. Is that really what I want? You make the observations. Next step is, hey, what are the obstacles in my way? You have to observe also. What is stopping me from getting to where I want to go? You write down all the obstacles, yes? The next step is you look at those obstacles. Just look at the obstacles, right? Pay attention to the obstacles. Diagnose the obstacles to figure out what is causing them, you see. All of that, as you can see, all of that is observation in different steps. This is why observation is so powerful. So let's figure out what is the root cause of the problem, right? So if I discover that what's stopping me from being a millionaire is the fact that I don't understand anything about how to make money, well, why don't I understand anything? I might go, and the root cause might be I've never invested any time in learning about money. Okay, if I know that's the root cause, now I know how to solve it, right? Maybe read books about money, hang out with a mentor who's a millionaire, find a millionaire and listen to them, whatever. And nowadays it's easy because of the internet, let's say, right? So set the goal, figure out what are the obstacles stopping me from getting the goal. Step 3, diagnose the problems to get at their root causes. Actually, this particular method I inherited from a guy called Ray Dalio, a certain billionaire. I looked at his work and I made observation that it makes sense, so I just adopted it because it works. That's step 1. So check out the goal, figure out what the obstacles are, diagnose the problems to get at the root causes. Next, design a plan, right? No, not a plan is useful because you want to know precisely what am I going to do. It's best, I think, to write it down so you're clear about what you're going to do. Right? Okay, I don't have any knowledge about how to make money, so I'm going to look for a certain millionaire online and I'm going to watch each one of their videos, right? That could be a plan, right? And which videos am I going to watch, right? You want to be as detailed as possible in your plan. And the next step after designing a plan is to execute, push through to conclusion. Right? Those are the 5 steps. Those are the 5 steps that you can use to achieve any goal. Is this a guarantee that you'll achieve your goal? No. Right? There are no guarantees in life. Right? We do the best we can, but this increases the chances that you're going to succeed. Right? But this is why it's important, right? You don't really know if you'll succeed or not. This is why you can't wait to be happy when you succeed, isn't it? You want to figure out, happy maybe is a strong term. At least you want to figure out a way to be at peace with where you are as you try to get to where you want to get. Because, I mean, you can do your best. There's ways to increase the chances that you'll succeed, which I've just pointed out to you. 5-step process to achieve a goal, right? Define the goal, figure out the obstacles, check out each obstacle and figure out the root causes, yes? Next step is, hey, now I know the root causes, let me design a plan to solve those problems, and then I'm going to act upon the plan until it's completed. Those 5 steps, right, will increase the chances that I succeed. But at the back of my mind, I know that I may not succeed. I don't know if I'll succeed or not. I mean, I can pretend and be confident that I'll succeed, but the reality is I don't know. Right? So, given that I don't know, let me figure out how to at least be at peace right now. And the way I do that is by accepting things as they are. Right? And okay, so it's hard. Well, how do I accept how things are right now? Okay, good question. Right? Because accepting things is difficult, isn't it? Right? So since you're not able to accept things as they are, just notice those moments when you're not accepting things as they are. If I notice that I'm not accepting how things are, in that moment, I am accepting how things are. For example, right? If let's say, man, I become sad again, right? Oh no, man, I only have $18 in my bank account. Oh geez, I'll never succeed. In that moment, I'm not accepting it, right? If once I pay attention to that thought process, in that moment, I'm at peace. This is the best I can do at the moment, isn't it? So let's just do our best, right? We do our best, and then by doing our best, we get more possibilities. Besides, what else can you do other than do your best, right? So we do what we can, right? What you do is just notice when you're not accepting things. When you notice, when you observe that you're not accepting how things are, in that moment you're at peace. So this is what we do. And as we do this, we continue to make progress towards our dream. We do our absolute best. This is all we can do, all right? So I hope this video was somehow valuable to you. If you liked it and it was valuable to you, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification. Ding, 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 ding. This will notify you whenever I publish a new video. Every day I publish a video that's designed to help you deal with the stress in your life. And if you have any question or comment, please add it in the description, in the comment section below. I mean, if you ask a question, I may actually answer it in a forthcoming video. And your comments and all those stuff are going to tell me what you're thinking. It's going to tell me what your problems are. That way I can make videos that specifically meet your needs. If you've been listening to this and you've seen the power of observation, right, as a tool to solving your problems and trying to get you to live the dream, your dream life, if you've seen the power of it and you're fascinated by this observation that I'm talking about, well, I have a tool for you. Just go to the description of this video and click on a link called the Observe Approach. This will give you free and instant access to a simple but very powerful method that you can apply right now to deal with any stressful situation in your life, any problem that's stressing you out. And of course, it's going to be via observation. All right. I've made other videos that are related to this topic. So if you're interested in this video and you liked it, very likely there are other videos that I've made that you like. So I've added those in the description also. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.